The Children's Center is unlike any other therapy facility probably in the state because we consider the whole child in respect to therapy and the whole family.
The Children's Center is a magical place. We provide speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, early oral intervention for children with hearing loss. We kind of provide the gamut. We get to see, as the therapists and the professionals, a lot of that magic occur every day, but we know on the back end how much work and how much dedication and love and passion it really takes.
Catherine and I got married shortly after college, and a few years after that, we had pregnant with a little baby. And so we're excited about this, and with tests and various things come along, we found out that there's a chance that Parker's gonna have Down syndrome.
We have children here from birth to 5. More often the children come at a younger age, so we're oftentimes meeting the child and family at the early stages of understanding where their child is developmentally and what their needs are. So a large part of what we do is try to provide parent information to that end to support them toward how to help their specific child without overwhelming them with the things that you might find on the internet, the things that might scare you to death.
You ask the questions like, why? Like, why us? Why us? And I would say that most everyone asks that question. Whether they ask it out loud or ask it in the shadows of their home, they ask that question. And it's you start researching. You get on the internet, you gotta find all this stuff out. Well, at one point, we just had to stop because everything was negative. They're not gonna be able to do this, they're not gonna do this, they're not gonna do this. And we were like, well, what can we do?
Oftentimes, the most difficult part of our services is that because we start at birth, we start so young with some of these families, we're usually the first ones that have to have those tough conversations with parents and say, you know, Mom and Dad, your concerns are valid. There's something different about your child and their development.
Delilah is, of course, my little angel. She was born early at 24 weeks and weighed only 1 pound and 8 ounces. She had several diagnoses and complications. When she got 1, we got introduced to the Children's Center. When they first started working with us, they come to our home, started training us more about playtime and reading and introducing her to things to try to, even though she couldn't say anything, but just try to get her to the point where she was hearing stuff. When she was about 2, we started therapy at the center.
Our services here at the Children's Center are provided at no cost to families. When we were established in the 70s, that was at our core, was these services need to be at no cost. They have full access and there's no difference between the different socioeconomic levels, and what you can afford and what you can't afford should not impact what your child receives.
So when I was pregnant with Quinn, we found out that she was going to be born with half a heart. She had her first open heart surgery at 3 days old. She spent 6 weeks in the hospital, and we came home. And now we're at the Children's Center, and she gets physical therapy and speech. And since we've been here, it's just she's blossomed. The therapists have been, unbelievable. They take care of Quinn, but they also have taken care of us. We wouldn't be where we are with her if it wasn't for the Children's Center.
I'd say the biggest challenge is proper preparation for transition. Our program only goes to age 5, and so all the children will come with the intention that they will leave. And so we start from the beginning with a plan for where is it you're planning to go.
Part of the services that I provide is to follow our students after they graduate from the Children's Center. I help transition them to their schools, help train their teachers on any special equipment. Most of our kids transition from getting therapy or services from us, from speech pathologists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, so they have everybody together with them that are specifically working on goals, and then they go into a classroom with a special education teacher who has a different background and different great skills to bring to the table, but they don't always have that piece of knowing what to do with some of the equipment that we have helped set up that helps our kids be successful.
She's able now to drink out of a sippy cup, which she wasn't able to do. She learned how to communicate certain words. So now she'll tell us eat or wet pee or something like that. The Children's Center had more faith in her than normal people because they saw a child that they could work with and help.
This place has really been a blessing. And not just because of what we've seen with Parker, because of the relationships that we built. I mean, just a few minutes ago as we walked in the door, my kids, they just walked in like they own the place because they're accepted. The Children's Center gives these kids a voice.
When you're supporting the Children's Center, you're supporting the ability to give all of these families a way to communicate and interact with their child. It's a huge gift.
Just being comfortable here, interacting with other kids, responding to our teachers, responding to instruction. Every day we tell her how proud of her we are. Quinn, we are so proud of you. We say it every day, 100 times a day. So I think for Quinn, I think the future is bright.